Difficult time hearing you.
A plea of Castillo Bailey in two cases, 2019 CT-408, 2020 CT-1108.
Okay, let me just confirm that I can be heard at the jail. Mr. Usage, can I be heard clearly?
Now I can hear you, Your Honor. We didn't hear what happened before.
Okay, not much. All right, is Miss Sierra Bailey there?
Yes, Your Honor, she's coming.
All right, 2019 CT 4098, 20 CT 1108, and then there were some companion civil infractions. Hello, Ms. Bailey.
Hello.
Your date of birth?
10/04/1994.
All right, and your attorney, of course, is here in court, Mr. Barzokis. Mr. Barzokis, if you could just put the anticipated dispositions on the record.
Yes, Your Honor. The agreed upon disposition with the State Attorney's Office is as follows. In 2019 CT-4098, Ms. Bailey will withdraw her previous entered plea of not guilty under plea of no contest as charged to driving on a suspended license, second-degree misdemeanor. She'll be adjudicated guilty, be sentenced to 35 days in the Osceola County Jail with credit for time served. I believe she has either 17 or 18 days in right now, Judge. She'll pay all associated court costs, any costs of prosecution. And that will be concurrent with a sentence in 2020 CT 1108. And Judge, in 2020 CT 1108, Ms. Bailey will withdraw her previous entered plea of not guilty under plea of no contest as charged to driving on a suspended license, first-degree misdemeanor. The agreed upon disposition in that case is an adjudication of guilt, 35 days in the Osceola County Jail, credit for any time served, and that will run with all associated costs, court costs, cost of prosecution, and that will run concurrent with 2019 CT 4098, Your Honor.
All right, is this the state's understanding of the plea agreements?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Lentz. And I guess if you could go ahead and put your names on the record from the state.
Yes, Your Honor. Garrett Lentz for the state.
Jasmine Scarborough for the state.
Dean Barzokis for Ms. Bailey.
Okay, and Mr. Barzokis, have you gone over with your client the 5-year ramification?
Yes, Judge, I have.
Ms. Bailey, if you're in agreement with what your lawyer has said, please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can put your hand down. Ms. Bailey, did you sign the plea forms in this case, which I'm holding here in my hand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Before signing these 2 plea forms, did you read them and understand them?
Yes, Your Honor.
Actually, it's 1 plea form and you put both.
Right, Judge.
Did you have a meaningful opportunity to discuss this decision and its consequences with your lawyer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that if you're not a United States citizen, these pleas would subject you to deportation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you today under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, Your Honor.
If you drive on a suspended license again in the future, do you understand these convictions could be used against you to enhance your punishment?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone made any threats or promises to coerce you into entering these pleas?
No, Your Honor.
And lastly, do you understand by entering pleas of no contest in each case that you're giving up your right to have a jury trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
Turning particularly to case 2019 CT 4098, do you wish to enter a plea of no contest to driving while license suspended with knowledge with an offense date of November 22nd, 2019?
Yes, Your Honor.
And turning particularly to case 20 CT 1108, do you wish to enter a plea of no contest to driving while license suspended with the prior conviction for driving while license suspended with an offense date of March 23rd, 2020?
Yes, Your Honor.
State have factual bases for each?
Yes, Your Honor. For case number 19 CT 4098, on November 22nd of 2019, law enforcement was on patrol on the Florida Highway on southbound State Road 91. Around mile marker 223, law enforcement observed a red sedan with its high beams on within traffic. Law enforcement initiated an emergency equipment traffic stop. Law enforcement pulled over the defendant in this case, identified them with a Florida identification card as Sierra Diana Bailey. Upon conversations with the defendant, it was learned that the defendant was driving on a suspended license after she admitted that her license was suspended. FCIC search and an NCIC search revealed that the defendant did have a suspended license. All events occurred in Osceola County, Florida. And, Your Honor, for case number 20 CT 1108, on March 23rd of 2020, at approximately 4:25 p.m., law enforcement was on patrol, running stationary laser on Interstate I-4, west of State Road 429 in the center median. Law enforcement observed a red-colored vehicle traveling eastbound within the inside lane at a high rate of speed, and visually estimated the speed to be 100 miles per hour. In a 65-mile-per-hour zone, law enforcement initiated a traffic stop and approached the defendant. The defendant handed over her Florida driver's identification card and explained that she did not have a valid license. An FCIC search and NCIC search revealed that the defendant did not have a valid license and it was suspended with 4 prior driving while license suspended or revoked charges. All events occurred in Osceola County, Florida.
All right, Ms. Bailey, I do find sufficient factual bases to accept both of your pleas. With respect to case 2019 CT 4098, accept your plea of no contest to driving while license suspended with knowledge, adjudicate you guilty, and sentence to 35 days in the Osceola County Jail with credit for the 22 days you've already served. Court costs are $273. I'm ordering that you, I'll go ahead and waive the 50. $273. I'm ordering that you report to the Clerk of Courts Collections Department within 5 days of your release from custody for the purpose of making a monthly payment plan for this obligation. If you don't show up, it would violate your sentence. So make sure you go there within 5 days. That's the second floor of the courthouse. You do have 30 days to appeal. Also, in case, turning next to 20 CT 1108, I accept your plea of no contest to driving while license suspended with knowledge with the prior conviction of driving while license suspended. Adjudicate you guilty, sentenced to 35 days, Osceola County Jail, with credit for the 22 days that you've already served. This jail sentence runs concurrent with the sentence previously pronounced in case 4098. Court costs again are $273. You must report to the Clerk of Courts Collections Department within 5 days of release to make a monthly payment plan. And do you understand that as a result of these convictions, the Department of Motor Vehicles may revoke your driving privilege for 5 years?
Yes, Your Honor.
And that was explained to you prior to entry of your pleas?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, that concludes these matters. There were 3 companion civil citations. I'll just tell you, Mr. Barzokis, the court would be willing to dismiss 2 of the citations, being the insurance and registration charge, should the defendant choose to enter a plea of no contest to the speed, or they can all be set for hearing.
We'll plead no contest to the court's offer, Judge.
Okay, I can accept counsel's plea on your behalf since this is civil in nature and not criminal. I accept the plea of no contest to the speeding citation. But just to be clear, Ms. Bailey, is this your desire to plead no contest to speeding?
Yes, Your Honor.
I accept your plea of no contest. I didn't speak to the adjudication, did I, a moment ago? Yeah. Okay, because it was 30 miles over, I will adjudicate guilty. I'll impose the minimum fine of $363 in court costs, which comes to a total of $396, and I'll simply give you 120 days to pay that in full. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence. The court will dismiss companion citations 20 TR 15213 and 20 TR 15224. Let me go back to, I'm going to lift the D6 suspensions in each of these 3 cases. Madam Clerk had something to bring to the court's attention?
Yeah, Judge, the fine actually is $356, the $363 is inclusive of the $7.
Okay, yeah. So it's $7 less than the court just indicated. I'm setting aside the $7 D6 suspension fee, so it's $356 plus costs instead of $363. All right, anything else from state or defense?
No, Your Honor. No, Judge, thank you.
Ms. Bailey, did you understand all of this?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, there'll be a fingerprinting for these matters. Good luck. Thank you.
Under 19 CT 4098, it's 21 days, I think you said 22. It's 21.
Okay, then the counsel and the judgment and sentence will reflect the accurate time, which is 21, not 22. All right, I believe we have. Thank you.
Excuse, Judge?
Yes, sir.
Good to see you, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, Counselor?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning.
This is number 24 on the docket.
Okay.
It should be case number 2020 CO-00016, State of Florida versus Robert Schaffner.
All right, and if you could announce your name for the record?
Shannon Charles on behalf of the state.
All right, Mr. Robert Schaffner is coming forward. Good morning, Mr. Schaffner. Mr. Schaffner, you've been accused of panhandling and in violation of local ordinance. It's treated as a second-degree misdemeanor. You're presumed innocent. You have the right to a jury trial. You also have the right to a lawyer, and if you can't afford to hire your own, then the court could appoint the public defender, but I see the public defender's already been appointed to represent you. Just one moment. That's okay. More particularly, the charging affidavit indicates a violation of Ordinance 05-12. And Ms. Charles, you're here on behalf of the county, correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
That's county ordinance. Has a plea offer been conveyed?
Not at this time. We received this matter in notice of the arraignment this morning, yesterday, actually late evening at like 5 o'clock. But due to the fact that the defendant has been in custody in jail for 13 days, of course, we would just do a plea of adjudication guilty, time served, and court costs.
All right. Ms. Caraballo?
Today, Mr. Schaefer will be entering a plea of no contest.
Mr. Schaffner, if this is what you wish to do, please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
All right, you can put your hand down. Ms. Caraballo, did you fill out a plea form with your client?
No, Your Honor, we did not have an opportunity as we did not have an offer beforehand.
All right. All right, I'll go over some things with you, Mr. Schaffner. Do you understand that by pleading guilty or pleading no contest to this offense that you're giving up your right to a jury trial?
Yes, I do.
Has anyone made any promises or threats to coerce you to plea today?
No, sir.
Have you had a good chance to talk to your lawyer about this?
Yes, sir.
If you're not a United States citizen, do you understand the plea would subject you to deportation?
Yes, sir.
Understanding these rights and consequences, do you wish to enter a plea of no contest to panhandling in violation of Osceola County's ordinance?
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Charles, you have a brief factual basis.
I do, Your Honor. On June 25th, 2020, at approximately 18:30 hours, law enforcement observed the defendant walking between vehicles on roadways, which were stopped at a red light at the intersection of West 192 and Old Vineland Road. The law enforcement officer observed Mr. Schaefer walking up to the vehicles accepting money. The defendant's actions were disrupting the flow of traffic as vehicles were still stopped when the traffic light had cycled to green. The law enforcement officer made contact with the defendant, advised him that he was being detained for solicitation from a county right-of-way without a permit. The law enforcement officer asked the defendant if he had a permit to be soliciting from the county right-of-way, to which the defendant advised he did not have a permit. The defendant has also been issued previous citations regarding solicitation without a permit. Due to the fact law enforcement officer observed the defendant soliciting from the county right-of-way without a permit, the law enforcement officer provided a notice to appear to the defendant. All of this occurred within Osceola County.
Okay, notice to appear that he's in custody. Let me see what that's all about.
And there was, Your Honor. According to the docket, there was a notice to appear that was issued by law enforcement officer. The date of the appearance was scheduled previously for December 18th, 2020. The defendant failed to appear. The warrant was issued, and it was executed on February 3rd, 2021.
All right, thank you. Mr. Schaffner, I do find a sufficient factual basis to accept your plea of no contest based upon the recital of facts provided by the county. Ms. Charles, I accept your plea of no contest, adjudicate you guilty, and sentence you to 13 days in the Osceola County Jail with credit for the 13 days that you've already served. There's mandatory court cost of $273 and a $50 cost for the services of the Public Defender's Office for a total of $323. I'm ordering that be paid in full within 90 days. Also, you're not to return as a pedestrian to the intersection of North Bash Road and West Vine Street. Do not return to that intersection as a pedestrian, North Bash Road and West Vine Street. You have 30 days to appeal. The defendant will be released on this case today, subject to any other holds. Anything else from the county?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Anything else from the defense?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck, Mr. Schaffner. Thank you.
That's all I have, Your Honor. Maybe it's...
Good day. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, going back to the first page of our docket. Alex Alley, 21 CT 97. Alex Alley, coming forward.
Yes, Your Honor. Admiral Usage for the Public Defender's Office. Your Honor, as a friend of the court, he did fill out an application for the Public Defender's Office, and I can go over the highlighted items for you.
Okay.
So he did indicate that he has zero income, and regarding other forms of income, he has indicated a no for all other boxes as well.
I'll make an appointment of the Public Defender's Office in 21 CT 97. Mr. Alley, you've been accused of driving under the influence, commonly referred to as DUI. DUI carries with it certain minimum mandatory penalties, such as a $500 fine, a 6-month driver's license revocation, 50 hours community service, the DUI school, the victim awareness program, and an immobilization of the vehicle that was involved in the incident. You're presumed innocent. You have the right to a jury trial. You have the right to a lawyer, and you have one. Mr. Usage.
Yes, Your Honor. We'll be entering a plea of not guilty today.
A not guilty plea is entered. This case is being set for pretrial conference on the following date and time.
March the 9th. I don't have a time, Judge, because it's 10.
March the 9th is the day, the time to be provided.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Turning next to Burton, 21 CT 245.
Yes, Your Honor. Admiral Usage for the Public Defender's Office.
All right, good morning, Mr. Burton.
Good morning, sir.
There's 2 cases on our docket arising out of the same incident. You've been accused of driving while license suspended with knowledge, as well as operating an unregistered motor vehicle. Each is a second-degree misdemeanor. Presumed innocent, you have the right to a jury trial and a lawyer, and you have one. Mr. Usage?
Yes, Your Honor. We do have competency concerns in this case, so we'll enter a plea of not guilty on both cases.
A not guilty plea is entered. Mr. Burton, your case is being set for pretrial conference on the following date and time.
March the 18th at 10:30.
All right, thank you. And if that be the case, if you could file that motion as expeditiously as possible.
Yes, Your Honor.
James Russell Campbell.
Yes, Your Honor. 1 second. Yes, Your Honor. He's here. Admiral Usage for the
How you
Public
doing,
Defender's
Your Honor?
Office.
Doing fine. Mr. Campbell, how are you doing?
Your Honor, he is difficult of hearing.
Okay. How are you doing, Mr. Campbell?
He cannot hear very well, Your Honor. I did speak to the client. We can waive a formal arraignment, enter a plea of not guilty. There are competency concerns in this case as well.
Not guilty plea entered. Pretrial as follows.
Retrial set for March 18th at 10:30.
Thank you, Mr. Campbell. Thank you. Scotty Coburn.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. If we can go back to the Campbell case, he did fill out an application for the Public Defender's Office, and he does show that he has a zero income and no other forms of income as well.
All right, I will appoint the public defender in case 21MM 59. Thank you for that. I missed that. Scotty Coburn. They weren't showing the video, were they? No.
Yes, Your Honor, we're going to waive a formal arraignment. There are competency concerns in this case as well. He is here, but he left the room, so we enter a plea of not guilty as well.
Not guilty plea entered. Pretrial as follows.
March 18th, 10:30.
James Collins, 21 CT 282. Good morning, Mr. Collins.
Good morning.
Mr. Collins, you've been accused of operating a motor vehicle at a time when your privileges were suspended, canceled, or revoked with the prior conviction for driving while license suspended. First-degree misdemeanor, maximum punishment, 1 year jail, $1,000 fine. You're presumed innocent. You have the right to a jury trial and a lawyer. Have you filled out an application for the Public Defender's Office, Mr. Usage?
As a friend of the court, Your Honor, he was previously appointed and we were withdrawn due to him not meeting the financial criteria. However, he has a change of circumstances and have filled out a new affidavit. It shows that he receives only a Social Security income of $769 a month and is not employed.
Okay, I'll reappoint the Public Defender. Mr. Usage?
Your Honor, we're interested in a plea offer. However, one was not conveyed this morning. Is there a plea offer that can be stated on the record?
State.
He does have credit time served for 13 days.
Yes, Your Honor. I actually did convey a plea offer yesterday at 5:17 p.m. The state's offer is adjudication guilty, 30 days, and court costs.
Your Honor, maybe we recall this case so I can have some time to talk to
Sure.
you.
Yes, I'll go next to Oliver Grayson, a violation of probation allegation.
Yes, Your Honor, we would waive a formal reading. He had tested positive for COVID, so we enter a plea of not guilty on his behalf.
All right, one moment. Not guilty or denial of the violation is entered, and this case will be set for violation of probation hearing on the following date and time.
March the 12th at 8:30.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. I see a big X through the Cortell Jones matter. Let's see, that's 20 CT 1620. Apparently the case is closed. Let's check it out. 20 CT 1620.
Yeah, he was not in jail, Judge. So they just set it for outside the appeal hearing.
All right, so that's the next case on our docket, the Jones matter. Defendant's not in custody. He'll receive a notice of hearing in front of Judge Arendis. Rebecca Jones, 19 MM 4193. Rebecca Jones. All right, good morning, Ms. Jones.
Good morning.
Your date of birth?
May 11th, 91.
All right, Ms. Jones, you've been accused of violating probation. You were placed on probation for theft and resisting merchandise recovery. It's alleged that you violated probation by failing to report, failing to pay cost of supervision and fines, and failing to complete community service hours. Ms. Reed.
Yes, Your Honor, Jeray Reed on behalf of Ms. Jones in 19 MM 4193. Defense will be entering an admittal to the violation of probation with the following disposition: admit 55 days with a credit for the 45 days and reduce all costs to collections.
All right, did you say 55?
55 days, Your Honor.
Ms. Jones, is this what you wish to do?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that the state's offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Jones, please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, yes.
You can put your hand down. Ms. Jones, did you sign the admission form?
Yes, Your Honor.
Before you signed it, did you read it and understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you have a good chance to talk to your lawyer about this decision?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand by admitting the violation of probation, you're giving up your right to have a hearing?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand at that hearing, the state would have to prove that you willfully violated your probation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anyone made any threats or promises to coerce the plea?
No, sir.
Understanding these rights and consequences, do you wish to admit that you willfully violated your probation in the 4 respects that I put on the record?
Yes, sir.
I accept your admission to the violation of probation, adjudicate you guilty of violating probation in count 1, as well as the underlying offense, if not already adjudicated. Send you to 55 days in the Osceola County Jail with credit for the 44 days that you've already served. On count 2, I accept your admission to the violation of probation, adjudicate you guilty of violating probation, as well as the underlying offense, if not already adjudicated, and sent you to 55 days in the Osceola County Jail with credit for the 44 days you've already served to run concurrent with count 1. There's mandatory costs that are still owed to collections court in the amount of $300. That doesn't just disappear. That must be paid to Osceola County probation within the next 90 days. Failure to pay would violate your sentence. Also, there's an outstanding balance of $846 fines and costs, along with a $50 cost for the services of the public defender on the violation. So the grand total is $896. I'm ordering that you report to the Clerk of Court's Collections Department within 5 days of your release from custody to make a monthly payment plan. That's the 2nd floor of the courthouse here in Osceola County. Failure to show up would violate your sentence. Your probation is revoked and terminated, so you're done with that. You have 30 days to appeal, and you'll remain in custody to serve the balance of sentence. Anything else from the state?
Your Honor.
Anything else from the defense?
Nothing from defense.
Ms. Jones, did you understand everything?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Luis Yanis Manzo.
Your Honor, this is a Spanish interpreter case, so a Spanish interpreter would need to be called.
Okay, I'm going to come back to that case in just a few minutes. Let me. David Lohman is the next case, 19 CT 1323. I believe we received a death certificate on Mr. Lohman.
Judge,
Yep.
the reason I put deceased is because of a note that was in here.
Okay, I thought I saw one, but maybe it was a different case. All right, there is a notation that the defendant is deceased. Can anyone shed any light on that fact? There's a.
No, Your Honor. The state could pursue the suggestion of death. That's the state's manner of course with deceased defendants.
Okay, so all we have thus far, I guess, is an email. Can someone at corrections, if the defendant was actually in custody, can someone in corrections provide any verification of the demise of Mr. Lohman?
Your Honor, I will write down the name and give it to the correctional officer so they can figure out.
Okay.
Now we can see if there's any notes.
Okay, we just need to verify that, and then the court would dispose of the matter. Come back to that case. Evan Riddle, 21 MM 57. Evan Riddle.
Your Honor, as a friend of the court, he does have a PD application. I can go over the high points while he's approaching.
Okay.
The defendant reports to having 0 dependents, 0 income, and we are appointed on the felony case. This just needs to be an appointment for the misdemeanor case.
Okay, any other income listed on that application?
No, Your Honor, no other sources of income reported.
And is every question answered?
No.
Okay, I just need him to complete that.
No, everything is answered. Everything was checked no, so no other
Okay,
sources
all
of
right.
income.
I'll appoint the public defender to represent you, Mr. Riddle, in this case. Your date of birth?
March 3rd, 1990.
All right, you've been accused of theft with a prior theft conviction. The allegation is that this offense took place at Target in Osceola County on September 30th of 2020. Based upon the allegation of a prior theft conviction, it's first-degree misdemeanor, maximum sanction 1 year jail, $1,000 fine. You're presumed innocent. You have the right to a jury trial and a lawyer, and you have one. Ms. Reed.
Defense is entering a not guilty plea.
Not guilty plea is entered. Pretrial conference on the following date and time.
Because set for March the 9th.
That's your next court date, sir. Thank you. Tenayri Rivera. All right. Hello, Ms. Rivera.
Hello.
Your date of birth?
09/08/1998.
All right, Ms. Rivera, you're represented by the Public Defender's Office. You're accused of trespassing in an occupied structure, more particular, the Dunkin' Donuts in Osceola County. It is a first-degree misdemeanor. You're presumed innocent and have the right to a jury trial as well as a lawyer, and you have one. Ms. Reed?
Defense is entering a not guilty plea at this time.
A not guilty plea is entered. This case is set for pretrial conference on the following date and time.
March the 9th.
That's your next court date. Thank you. Belford Rivera Caldero. It's weird. Someone's backing up. All right, hello, Mr. Rivera. Your date of birth?
January 9, 1995.
All right, sir. You've been appointed to the Public Defender's Office, and you've been accused of violating probation, placed on probation for resisting an officer without violence. The allegation is that you failed to pay your cost of supervision and fines, failed to complete community service hours, failed to do the 8-hour anger management course and the 8-hour aggressive driver improvement course. Just one moment. Just want to look at the updates that I was provided. Looks like the cost of supervision was paid in full, and some community service hours, and the anger management course was completed, so there has been some headway. Ms. Reed?
Defense will be entering a denial at this time.
A denial of violation is entered, and this case will be set for hearing on the following date and time.
BOP status hearing set for,
Status.
I have to get that because it says the 4th, but I think.
Okay, status hearing in another division, date to be provided. Samuel Romeus, 21 MM 281. All right, good afternoon.
How's it going, sir?
Your date of birth?
4/20/93.
All right, Mr. Romeus, you've been accused of possession of drug paraphernalia, first-degree misdemeanor, offense date September 6th of 2020. Under Florida statute, it's punishable by 1 year in jail and a $1,000 fine. You're presumed innocent. You have the right to a jury trial. You have the right to a lawyer, and you have one. Purpose of this hearing is to enter a plea, one way or the other. Ms. Reed?
Defense is entering a not guilty plea at this time.
All right, not guilty plea is entered. He does have 45 days in. Was an offer extended? There must be some other collateral issues.
Talking to the attorney that is assigned to this case in a different division, there are particular reasons why they're entering a not guilty plea at this time.
All right, next court date as follows.
March the 9th.
Michael Rutecki.
Your Honor, just as quick information, an offer hasn't been provided in this case, so we were asking if there is an offer that can be put on the record.
Okay.
So we can convey it.
Yes, Your Honor. The offer in this case, Jasmine Scarborough for the state. The offer in this case is adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and court costs.
All right, Your Honor, if I could just have a minute to convey that to the defendant and have the plea form signed, and we can.
Sure, I'll come back to that in a moment. Michelle Santiago Haskins. Michelle Santiago Haskins. public defender's been appointed. Good morning, Ms. Santiago.
Good morning.
Your date of birth?
10/13/1981.
All right, Ms. Santiago, you've been accused of driving under the influence as well as refusing to submit to a breath test with a prior refusal. The offense date, January the 31st of 2021. I'll turn to your lawyer. You're presumed innocent. You have the right to a jury trial and the right to a lawyer. You have one. Let me turn to Ms. Caraballo.
Your Honor, at this point, we'll be entering a not guilty to both cases, 21 CT 267 and 21 CT 268.
Not guilty pleas are entered in each case. Pretrial conference as follows.
Pretrial set for March the 9th.
All right, thank you. Luis Sierra Castillo.
Your Honor, I believe he is going to need an interpreter.
Okay, I'll come back to this case in just a few minutes. We're almost to the end of the docket here. Jermaine Small, 20mm 1237.
Your Honor, he's actually being held in Clay County Jail.
Okay. I see the notation there. So we're going to reset this for jail arraignment, I'd say 2 weeks out, the second jail arraignment from today, not the next one, but the second. The 25th, and I would ask the state to provide a transport order to have him back by the 24th.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. So that hearing's canceled for today. I'm going to go off record for just a minute now, and then we'll come back and do our interpreter cases. Okay, back on record. Which assistant public defender is helping with Mr. Luis Yanis Manzo?
I am, Your Honor. Jenna Carabell.
All right, did you anticipate a plea on that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, let me summon the interpreter.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Laura Bretaña, Spanish interpreter. The interpreter has already been sworn.
All right, Ms. Britannia, I just want to do a sound check. We're here for jail arraignments. And Ms. Caraballo, can you hear Ms. Britannia?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, the case we have, Ms. Britannia, we actually have two, I believe. The first one is 2021 MM 225, State of Florida versus Luis Manzo, and he is approaching the podium. Just one moment. And he's at the podium. Ms. Caraballo, as counsel of record, did you wish to waive arraignment and proceed to plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Licenciada Caraballo, siendo usted la abogada de récord, ¿desea renunciar a la vista incoatoria y proceder directamente al convenio declaratorio? Sí.
The anticipated disposition?
¿Cuál es la resolución acordada?
The anticipated disposition is an adjudication of guilt, credit for time served, no return to scene, and court costs.
La resolución acordada es dictamen de culpabilidad que se le acredite el tiempo cumplido, prohibición de regresar al lugar del ilícito más el pago de las costas judiciales.
Mr. Yanis Manzo, if you are in agreement, please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Señor Manzo, si usted está de acuerdo, por favor, levante la mano derecha para prestar juramento.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Jura y promete que el testimonio que va a prestar será la verdad, solamente la verdad y nada más que la verdad. ¿Lo jura ante Dios? Yes.
If you'll, and put your hand down.
¿Puede bajar la mano?
Sir, if you'll please step right up to that microphone and speak up so you can be heard.
Señor, por favor, acérquese más al micrófono y cuando conteste, conteste en voz alta para que le podamos escuchar.
Sí.
Yes.
Mr. Manzo, did you sign the plea form in this case?
Señor Manzo, ¿firmó usted el formulario declaratorio?
Sí.
Yes.
Before doing so, did you read and understand it?
Antes de hacerlo, ¿lo leyó y lo entendió?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you have a good chance to talk to your lawyer about this decision?
¿Tuvo usted tiempo suficiente para consultar con su abogada esta decisión?
Sí.
Yes.
If not a United States citizen, do you understand this plea will subject you to deportation?
De no ser usted ciudadano de los Estados Unidos, ¿entiende que al presentar esta declaración quedaría sujeto a deportación?
Sí.
Yes.
Are you today under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
¿Se encuentra usted bajo efectos de drogas, alcohol o medicamentos?
No.
No.
Understanding these rights and consequences, do you wish to plead no contest to trespassing as alleged in the information?
Habiendo entendido estos derechos y consecuencias, ¿se declara usted no me opongo ante la acusación de entrada ilícita según fue radicada?
Sí.
Yes.
Mr. Lentz, a factual basis?
Licenciado, los fundamentos fácticos.
Yes, Your Honor. On January 25th of 2021, law enforcement was on patrol.
El 25 de enero del 2021, la policía se encontraba patrullando.
Law enforcement saw the defendant at the at-home property.
Y vio al acusado en la propiedad at home.
Law enforcement trespassed the defendant in this case from the at-home property on January 12th of 2021.
Y se le había ya prohibido a este acusado estar en esta propiedad el 3 de enero del 2021.
Law enforcement made contact with the manager of the at-home property who wished to pursue the case and prosecute it.
Los oficiales de la policía se pusieron en comunicación con el administrador de la propiedad y él indicó que deseaba proceder con la acusación.
All events occurred in Osceola County, Florida.
Todos los eventos ocurrieron en el condado de Osceola, en Florida.
Based on the state's recital and my own review of the report, I find a sufficient factual basis to accept your plea of no contest.
Según lo indicado por la Fiscalía y mi propia revisión del documento acusatorio, determino que hay suficientes fundamentos fácticos para proceder con la acusación.
Having accepted your no contest plea, I will adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 18 days in the Osceola County Jail with credit for the 18 days that you've already served.
Habiendo aceptado su declaración de no me opongo, se impone dictamen de culpabilidad, se le sentencia a 18 días de cárcel en la cárcel del condado de Osceola y se le acreditan los 18 días ya cumplidos allí.
You're ordered not to return to the premises known as At Home, located at 3003 West Vine Street in Kissimmee.
Se le prohíbe regresar a la propiedad conocida como At Home, localizada en el 3003 de la calle West Vine en Kissimmee.
Court costs $273, $50 cost for the public defender, grand total $323.
Las costas judiciales son $273 más $50 por los honorarios del abogado de oficio para un total de $323.
Ordering that you pay this within 90 days to the Osceola County Clerk of Court.
Se le ordena pagar esta cantidad en un plazo de 90 días a la Secretaría del Tribunal del Condado de Osceola.
You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court.
Tiene 30 días para apelar la sentencia de este tribunal.
Defendant to be fingerprinted.
Le tomarán las huellas digitales.
Anything else from the state or defense?
¿Algo más de parte de la Fiscalía o de la Defensa?
No, Your Honor.
No, su señoría.
No, Your Honor.
All right.
No, su señoría.
Mr. Manzo, did you fully understand everything?
Muy bien, señor Manso, ¿lo ha entendido todo?
Sí, sí.
Yes, yes.
All right, the defendant will be released on this case today, subject to any other holds.
Muy bien, entonces el acusado será puesto en libertad por esta acusación hoy día y está sujeto a cualquier otra orden de retención.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Okay, the next interpreter case, and I think the final one, Luis Sierra Castillo, case 21MM279. He's approaching the podium. All right, good morning, sir.
Buenos días, señor.
Your name and date of birth?
¿Cuál es su nombre y fecha de nacimiento?
Luis Raúl Sierra Castillo, mayo 12 del 81.
Luis Raúl Sierra Castillo, May 12, 1981.
Counsel wish to waive arraignment and proceed directly to plea?
Licenciada, ¿desea renunciar a la vista incoatoria y proceder directamente al convenio declaratorio?
No, Your Honor, at this point, we'd be entering a plea of not guilty today.
No, su señoría, en estos momentos presentamos una declaración de inocencia.
Mr. Sierra, you're accused of possession of drug paraphernalia, offense date January 3rd, 2021.
Señor Sierra, a usted se le acusa de tenencia de instrumentos para el uso de drogas. La fecha del ilícito fue el 3 de enero del 2021.
This is a first-degree misdemeanor, maximum punishment, 1 year in jail, $1,000 fine.
Es una falta cuya pena máxima acarrea hasta 1 año de cárcel y $1,000 de multa.
You are presumed innocent. You have the right to a jury trial, and you have the right to a lawyer, and you have one.
Usted goza de la presunción de inocencia, tiene derecho a que se celebre un juicio por jurado y a contar con asistencia letrada, la que ya tiene.
Not guilty plea entered. Next court date as follows.
Se asienta declaración de inocencia a nombre suyo. La fecha de la próxima vista es la siguiente.
March the 9th.
Marzo 9.
Time to be provided.
La hora se le proveerá más adelante.
All right, thank you, and thank you, Ms. Britannia. We'll go ahead and excuse.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, let's go back now to number 11, James Collins, 21 CT 282. James Collins.
Yes, Your Honor, admin usage for the Public Defender's Office. And we do have a completed plea form here, Your Honor. It's been signed and explained to the defendant. On adjudication of guilt, 30 days Osceola County Jail, credit for 13 days that he already has, and court costs.
All right, one moment. Is that the state's offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Collins, please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can put your hand down just one moment while I grab your driving record here. All right, Mr. Collins, did you sign the plea form in this case?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm holding it up right now.
All right, Mr. Collins, did you sign the plea form in this case?
Yes, sir.
Before signing it, did you read and understand it?
Yes, sir.
Did you have a good chance to talk to your lawyer?
Yes, sir.
If you were not a United States citizen, do you understand this plea would subject you to deportation?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence today of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, sir.
Has anyone threatened you or made promises to coerce this plea?
No, sir.
If you drive on a suspended license, again, do you understand this conviction could be used against you to make your punishment worse?
Yes, sir.
And finally, do you understand that by entering the plea, you're giving up your right to a jury trial?
Yes, sir.
Understanding all of these things, do you wish to plead no contest to driving while license suspended with a prior conviction for driving while license suspended?
Sorry, Your Honor, I had that muted.
You did.
Yes, sir.
All right, and Mr. Lentz, a factual basis?
Yes, Your Honor. On January 30th of 2021 at approximately 1 a.m., law enforcement was on patrol in the area of Eakin Lodge, located at 4669 West Earl Bronson Memorial Highway, Kissimmee, Florida. Law enforcement observed a black Chevrolet sedan failed to stop at a stop sign when turning west onto West Earl Bronson Memorial Highway. The vehicle then began to accelerate at a high rate of speed and continued west. Law enforcement initiated a traffic stop and identified the defendant, James Collins. The defendant immediately tried to separate himself from the vehicle. Law enforcement instructed the defendant to sit back in the vehicle. Law enforcement then requested the license of the defendant. The defendant then stated that he did not have one and knew it to be suspended. An FCIC NCIC search revealed that the defendant's license was suspended indefinitely. All events occurred in Osceola County, Florida.
All right. Mr. Collins, I do find a sufficient factual basis to accept your plea of no contest to the charge. I accept your plea of no contest, adjudicate you guilty, and sentenced to 30 days Osceola County Jail with credit for the 13 days that you've already served. Court costs $273, $100 cost for the services of legal counsel, grand total $373. I'm ordering that you pay this in full within 90 days of your release from custody. That's payable to the Osceola County Clerk of Courts. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court. Anything else from state or defense?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Collins, did you understand all of that?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck. Thank you. All right, let me go next to Michael Rutecki, 21MM227.
Your Honor, this defendant is also hard of hearing.
All right, how is he going to proceed today?
He would like to enter into the plea.
Mr. Rutecki, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, just step up to the microphone so I can hear you.
Closer to the microphone.
Oh, okay.
All right, Mr. Rutecki, please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
You can put your hand down. Mr. Rutecki, did you sign the plea form in this case?
Yes, I did.
Before signing it, did you read it?
No, they weren't.
Couldn't understand you?
No, it wasn't.
He asks if you read the plea form.
Yeah, I signed it. Oh, okay.
Did you read the paper before you signed it? Did you? Yes.
Okay, that's part of the record. Mr. Rutecki, do you understand by entering a plea of no contest that you're giving up your right to a jury trial?
Yes.
Are you under the influence today of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
Did you have a good chance to discuss this with your lawyer?
Did you talk about it with your lawyer before you did it, before you signed the document?
Yeah, she went over it with me.
Mr. Rutecki, did you have a good chance to talk to your lawyer about this matter?
Yes.
Do you wish to enter a plea of no contest to trespassing?
Yeah.
Are the parties stipulating to a factual basis?
Defense stipulates for purposes of the plea.
Yes, the state stipulates for purposes of the plea.
One moment.
Yeah, I'm not going back there.
This is it?
Yes. They're just going to confirm it.
Okay. I've read this narrative earlier this morning, and I do find a sufficient factual basis. Mr. Rutecki, I accept your plea of no contest, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 18 days in the Osceola County Jail with credit for the 18 days you've already served. Court costs are $273, $50 cost for the public defender, grand total $323. You must pay this within 90 days to the clerk of court in Osceola County. Also, you're not to return to the business premises known as At Home, located at 3033 West Vine Street. Don't go back to 3003 West Vine Street. Don't go back there. You've been trespassed. Did you understand all of this?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Your Honor, defense is requesting if he can be placed on a payment plan for the court costs.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Rutecki, you're put on a payment plan. You must report to the clerk of court's collections department within 5 days of your release from custody to make a payment plan. That's the second floor of this courthouse. Don't forget to do that.
Okay.
All right. You'll be released on this case today, subject to any other holds. Good luck.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, I want to go back and see if we have any information on Lohman from maybe corrections, just taking a shot at that.
Yes, corrections advised that he was in the jail on January 29th, but he was also placed on bond or bonded out on January 30th.
Okay.
That's all the information that they have.
Okay, so all we have then, to my knowledge, then is some correspondence sent to the court file. I just want to take one more look at that email. It's in benchmark, right, obviously, so. So all parties have access to it. It's an email from Kathy Lee Smart at gmail.com. I have no idea what her relation is to the defendant or the case. State, what is your, do you have a position on how to proceed? The defendant is not in jail. He bonded. And there's an email saying he passed.
Yes, Judge. State would just ask for a status stage just to confirm that he has passed. The state would like to file a suggestion of death in the matter.
Okay, I'm going to reset the arraignment just as if we do with every other defendant who is released prior to jail arraignment, and we'll send notice. And meanwhile, the state can pursue intelligence on this. All right, so, Madam Clerk,
You want to set it at 2 weeks?
2 weeks is good.
225.
All right, so 225. Well, and let's see, is it in our division L?
It's not.
No,
Go ahead and move it.
yeah, I mean, just set it like we normally would any other case. Are they going to be confused when they get it?
Because I got the note and don't see it here now.
Yeah.
So do you want me to just set it for status or set it for whatever it's for and then?
Just set it for arraignment like we would. I mean, I can't take action based on an email. Yeah. So just set it like we would any other case for arraignment in the appropriate division.
So I will set it for March 18th at 1:30 or 2, whatever slot is open for a VOP status here.
Okay? And I'm sure you can pass along to your colleagues in that division the situation. And
Yes, Your Honor.
all right, we were going to take just about a 5-minute, actually from the jail, let's see. I was going to take a 5-minute recess. Is there any private counsel there at the jail?
No, Your Honor.
No?
But we do have one client that is expecting a private counsel. I'm not sure if he's supposed to be coming into the court. The defendant has been asking about that.
Yeah, that's probably Mr. Michael Abel.
Yes, William Heffley.
Yeah, Mr. Heffley, just one moment. I know we didn't I don't think we sent a link, so I hope not, because I left my laptop. Not ignorantly, I said, I don't think.
We are anticipating a plea for this defendant.
Yeah, no links were sent, so this was, well, I guess, I wanted to take a recess, but I guess we can take care of public defender matters. We have Joseph Browder.
Yes, sir. Come on in, sign on behalf of the defense.
All right, scheduled for 10 o'clock. It's almost 10 o'clock. We'll take that up. This is 20 CT 2989, 20 CT 2990, and then there's a companion citation for expired registration. Ms. Antonia?
Yes, Your Honor. He does indicate that he has a valid South Carolina license, and we would be asking the state to check that for us. It's South Carolina 007973678. That is the license number. But we would anticipate a plea considering that fact. And I can repeat the license number.
No Florida DL record. I don't see it.
You know. South Carolina.
And once again, it is a South Carolina license.
I don't know what value that has, but got cases in here from 2020, 2021, 2010. Or no, that was Bobby Brown. So was there an offer conveyed in this case?
No, Your Honor.
No? Oh, Yoan, yes. Okay.
We received cases. There's an offer, the offer that I received from the state attorney for the Willis was a 6-month probation offer, and then for the registration was a adjudication of guilt, $100 fine, and court costs. The situation is the defendant wants to enter into a plea for the no registration, but he has informed that he does have a valid driver's license. If anything, Your Honor, we can enter into the plea for the no registration and then give the state attorney some time to sort out whether he has a valid driver's license and then come back for a plea date certain or something of that matter.
Your Honor, I'm unable to confirm whether or not his license is valid out of South Carolina at the moment. With that information, I mean, this would be a null process if it were a valid DL. I have no objection to resetting the plea date.
All right, so on the no registration charge, 20 CT 2990, Mr. Browder, if you wish to go forward with the plea, if you could raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, sir. Did you sign the plea form?
Yes, I did.
Before signing it, did you read and understand it?
Yes, I did.
Did you have a good chance to talk to your lawyer?
Yeah. I mean, before court, as good as it's going to get, yes, sir.
And by entering this plea of no contest, you understand you're giving up your right to a jury trial?
Yes, I do.
Is that what you wish to do, plea no contest to operating an unregistered motor vehicle?
Yes.
Party stipulating to a factual basis?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Browder, I accept your plea of no contest. I will adjudicate you guilty of operating an unregistered motor vehicle, impose a $100 fine plus court costs. With court costs, that $100 fine comes to a total, I believe it's $373. I'm sorry, $378? Okay, so it's $378. There's a $50 cost for the services of the public defender, grand total $428. Ordering that you pay that within 90 days to the Osceola County Clerk of Court, and you have 30 days to appeal. Now, there's that concludes that matter, and the defendant will be released. There's 3 days credit, so 3 days jail with 3 days credit. Defendant to be released today on the unregistered motor vehicle charge. On the driving while license suspended case, Ms. Reed, you want me to set that for a plea?
Yes, Your Honor, if we could just have like a status, probably sometime early next week.
Yeah, do you have your little chart? I don't think I brought my chart. I just want to pick the day that's least congested. Okay, so the plea will be set for Wednesday, February 17th at 10 a.m. Wednesday, February 17th at 10 a.m. for plea on the driving while license suspended. And the companion citation, 20 TR 41502, will go along with that. All right, thank you. Anthony Bucci, if I'm saying that right.
He's approaching, Your Honor. This
Okay.
will also be a plea.
By the way, here's all of these. All right, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Can you please state your name and date of birth?
Anthony Bucci, Columbus Day, October 12, 1986.
All right, did you say Columbus Day?
Yes, sir.
All right. So this is case 20MM 2814, a trespass allegation, and 20MM 2978, a trespass allegation. We're scheduled for plea. Ms. Reed?
Defense would like to withdraw the not guilty plea and enter into a no contest plea with the following disposition. In 20 MM 2814, adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return, court costs. This is to also run concurrent with 20 MM 2978, adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return, court costs.
And the state confirms that, Your Honor.
Okay. And I'll look at the other information in 2978. All right, Mr. Bucci, is this what you wish to do?
Yes, sir.
Please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, or nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can put your hand down. Now I'm going to ask some questions. Mr. Bucci, did you sign the plea forms?
Yes, Your Honor.
Before signing them, did you go over them with your lawyer?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you're not a United States citizen, do you understand these pleas would subject you to deportation?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication today?
No, sir.
Has anyone made any threats or promises to coerce these pleas?
No, sir.
Understand you're giving up your right to a jury trial by entering these pleas?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
And finally, understanding these consequences and these rights that you'd be giving up, do you wish to plead no contest, first of all, to trespassing at the Wawas on the date of, just a moment. Sorry about that. On the date of November 22nd of 2020?
Yes.
And in case 20MM 2978, do you wish to plead no contest to trespassing at the Sunoco Station, 2660 North Orange Blossom Trail on the date of December 9th, 2020?
Yes, Your Honor.
State have factual bases for each?
Yes, Your Honor. For 20MM 2814. On November 22nd of 2020, law enforcement was dispatched to 2499 North Orange Blossom Trail, which was a Wawa, in reference to a trespass. Law enforcement arrived on scene and identified the defendant standing outside of the Wawa near the tables and asked the defendant for his identification. The defendant was identified as Mr. Anthony Bucci. Law enforcement made contact with the owner, the manager of the Wawa, who made a verbal and sworn statement summarized as follows. The manager stated that Anthony was trespassed from Wawa and asked not to return. Miles said Anthony returned on multiple occasions, including the date of this offense, and the manager of the Wawa wished to pursue and prosecution on Wawa's behalf. Law enforcement verified that the defendant, Mr. Anthony Bucci, was trespassed from the location on September 1st for 2020 for the period of 1 year. All events occurred in Osceola County, Florida.
All right, and as to the Sunoco trespass in 2978?
Yes, Your Honor, one moment. On December 9th of 2020, law enforcement was dispatched to 2655 North Orange Blossom Trail in Osceola County, Florida, in reference to a trespass. Law enforcement arrived on scene and in reference to a possible burglary, which was later determined just to be a suspicious incident. The caller advised that the suspect fled on foot across the street. The suspect was described as a white man with long hair wearing a black sweater and a black beanie hat. Once in the area, law enforcement identified the defendant as Mr. Anthony Bucci, standing on the side of the building of 2655 North Orange Blossom Trail, which was a Sunco. Law enforcement identified the defendant and found through teletype that they had an active trespass warning on file for 2655 North Orange Blossom Trail on January 16th of 2013. Law enforcement made contact with the manager of the Sunco, who advised that they wished to pursue prosecution. All events occurred in Osceola County, Florida.
All right, thank you, Mr. Lentz. Based on the state's recital of facts, Mr. Bucci, I accept your pleas of no contest to trespass in 20 MM 2814. I will adjudicate you guilty of the offense sentenced to 3 days in the Osceola County Jail with credit for the 3 days you've already served. You're not to return to the Wawa located at 2499 North Orange Blossom Trail. There's mandatory court cost of $273 and a $50 cost for the public defender's office, grand total $323. I'm ordering that you pay that within 90 days. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court. You'll be released on this case today, subject to any other holds. Turning to your next case, 20 MM 2978, I accept your plea of no contest to trespassing, adjudicate you guilty, sentence to 65 days, Osceola County Jail, with credit for the 65 days you've already served to run concurrent with the case just pronounced in 2814. You're not to return to the Sunoco 2660 North Orange Blossom Trail. There's mandatory court costs, $273, $50 cost for the public defender, grand total $323. You must pay this in full within 90 days, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court. All right, did you understand all of this?
Yes, Your Honor.
You'll be released on this case as well today, subject to any other holds. Anything else from the state or defense in these matters?
No, Your Honor.
Nothing from defense.
All right, Mr. Bucci, thank you. Good luck.
I have a question. What do I have to pay within 90 days? Both charges or just one grand total?
Well, both of them. Do you need more time?
I don't know. I'm not positive. I'm trying to get my job back.
Okay,
We
well,
can request a payment plan just to give the defendant an opportunity to pay it at a slower rate and increase it later.
okay, so both of these cases, the cost will be put in collections court. Mr. Bucci, you just have to come to the courthouse within 5 days of your release from custody and go to the second floor to make a monthly payment plan. They can set it as low as $25 a month. Just make sure that you show up within 5 days or you'd violate your sentence, which could cause greater difficulties, all right? Thank you. That's for both cases. Okay, Michael Foley is set for a competency status hearing in 20 MM 1430, and apparently he's in the Polk County Jail. Ms. Antonia?
Yes,
A transport order has already been ordered, or a transport has been ordered already, but it has not been sent over. So we'd just be asking for a reset on this case.
State's position?
We would defer to the court, Your Honor.
Okay, let's reset the competency status hearing 30 days out, and I would ask, once we get a date on the status hearing, a transport order to bring him back about a day or so before.
Yes, Your Honor.
March the 12th at 10:30.
Okay, March 12th at 10:30, transport order to bring him back by March 11th. If you could make a note to provide that. All right, very good, thank you. On Rodkeen Gardner,
It appears that he has bonded out. He's not he's not here. So it appears that he has bonded out already.
yeah, we have a bunch of clerk notes on this one. I think we put the ball in the state's court to kind of sort out the identity issues on Mr. Rodkeen Gardner.
Yes, Your Honor. We did just receive the JNSs for the case out of Volusia County, and we did one moment, Your Honor.
I think what we did is, we were going to compare the prints with the booking prints in this case. I don't know if a comparison's been done yet.
Your Honor, yeah, that's all we're waiting on, just the comparison of the fingerprints.
Okay, is the sheriff's office will be tasked with that if they have?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. We'll be tasking for it today.
Okay,
We'll
so,
just be asking the court to reset this until that is complete.
okay, so we'll reset this until that is complete. Let's set this out about 2 weeks. They used to do that on the spot. I forget the gentleman's name 30 years ago, but he would, you just call him, boom, he rolls them and sends them to you via fax, it used to be. Who's over there now doing the print comparisons? I don't know, probably more than one person.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe the science has been discarded by a few criminal, scientists. So I believe that's why it's not as quick as it used to be.
Because of what now?
I believe the fingerprint comparisons has been scientifically discarded by some criminal investigation reports, so that's why it's not as quick as it used to be.
I'm not understanding that, but, okay, I think you just called me old, I don't know. I'm kidding, I didn't fully I still am trying to digest what you're serving.
Maybe it's a long conversation.
Yeah, and it's unnecessary. The state has the obligation to follow through, and they'll do that, and we'll figure it out. So, pardon all the editorializing. Have we run our docket? I think we have.
February the 25th?
February 25th will be the new.
Well, if we may, Your Honor, we would like to recall an off-docket matter.
Okay, February 25th is the status hearing on Gardner. I think probably be about the third or fourth one. So you had an off-docket matter?
Yes, Your Honor. Madlock Adidas.
Oh, that's, and you have paperwork.
21 FW5.
Oh, that's right. I agreed to take a case here that I don't know anything about, so let me get up to speed. Okay. Adidas Madlock.
Be asking for a warrant transfer on this case, Your Honor.
Just to clarify, corrections had made inquiry whether or not I would take this up today. I believe it's an extradition matter.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, give me a second. I'm going to go off record and review the file, all right? And so he can have a seat on the front row, and then I'll recall in a minute. Okay, I'm ready. Adidas Dwayne Madlock. All right, sir.
Can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
Now he's not. All right. Can you please state your name, sir?
Adidas Madlock,
And your date of birth?
10/6/86.
Okay, Mr. Madlock, I'll make a provisional appointment at the Public Defender's Office. This is Ms. Antonia to your right. The state of Missouri is seeking to extradite you on an outstanding fugitive warrant. You have the right to challenge the extradition. If you do that, that will take some time and you'd remain in the Osceola County Jail while those procedures are followed. Or you also have the right to waive extradition if you wish. I see you're nodding affirmatively. Therefore, do you wish to waive the formal extradition proceeding and be returned to Missouri?
Yes, sir. My wife already paid the bond.
Okay, then there is a document that you'll need to sign. Do you have a copy of that, Ms. Antonia?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so there's a waiver of extradition. Yes.
We are looking for a copy of that document in the jail, but we don't think that there is such document here.
Okay, I need to go back for just a moment because although I had the microphones on, the on record was not on. And so just to begin again, we're here for Adidas Dwayne Madlock. It's fugitive case number 21FW5. I have to repeat this, Mr. Adidas Madlock. I know you've identified yourself on the record. Do you wish to waive extradition and be returned to Missouri to face prosecution for this case?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The defendant would need to execute this document, which reads as follows. I, Madlock, Adidas Madlock, am the person wanted by the state of Missouri on a pending arrest warrant for failure to obey judge's order, possession of controlled substance. I hereby waive the issuance and service of a Florida governor's rendition extradition warrant and all other procedures incidental to extradition proceedings and agree to remain in the custody of the Osceola County Correctional Facility and voluntarily return to said demanding state in the custody of any duly accredited agent of said state. I hereby release Sheriff Lopez and any member of the Sheriff's Office in Osceola County from any liability relating to my arrest and custody in connection with these charges. Do you agree to all of that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Antonia, as his counsel, you just need to get this document signed. I wonder if we can send that to him.
Yes, Your Honor. We don't have a copy of that available, but perhaps one of us can return to the jail and have him sign it later on today.
That was brought from the jail?
Yeah, they should have one. There's a place for me to sign here, but it's contingent upon his signature of the waiver.
Ms. Carabella has IAs in the morning, and she can come by and have him sign it in the morning and then return it to you when we have our regular docket in the...
I just need that signed, and then I can execute my document so that this process can be expedited.
Yes, Your Honor. We'll have him sign it in the morning and then return it to you.
Okay.
During the regular docket.
I'm going to hang on to the file. All right. Do you have any questions, Mr. Madlock?
Yes, sir.
What's your question?
Is it possible for me to speed the process up if I could get in contact with my lawyer?
Well, the only way you can speed your process up here in Osceola County is doing what you've just done, which is waived extradition. Okay. And so that's, I just need your signature on a necessary document so that I can sign the order that I need to sign. All right? So you've done what you can do. All right? Thank you. Okay, we're in recess. Thank you, everybody.
Your Honor.
Mr. Heffley.
That private matter, he's waiting to be told.
Yeah, but is his lawyer there?
No, Your Honor. He has indicated to me the plea isn't the anticipated plea. I'm just not sure when his lawyer is going to arrive.
Lisa Kaczynski called and stated that Mr. Heffley thought that the plea was going to be...
Just a minute, I'm sorry. I'm listening to the clerk for just a moment.
That the plea was virtual, so he was waiting for a link. So...
Can you look in there, and I'm going to go off record a minute. I know Mr. Heffley. Okay, Mr. Heffley is the attorney of record. He made a bad assumption. He assumed that this was a virtual plea. It's not a virtual plea. I can't take the plea without counsel. All right, he's represented by counsel, so that'll have to be scheduled, rescheduled. The plea hearing on Mr. Michael Abel and 20 MM 1721 and 2019 CT 2335 is canceled. All right, any other matters?
Yes, really quickly with the Madlock matter, I was wondering if we can fax the form to PTR and then have him sign it and then refax it to you, if you would entertain that?
Yes.
solution?
Yes, I would.
Okay, I will get the fax number for PTR.
Yeah, I don't, that's fine. I don't, it doesn't matter. Sorry, it doesn't matter. That's fine. Let's see. Just a minute.
Good morning, Your Honor. Pat Hill on behalf of PTR. The fax number for PTR is 407-742-4337.
Thank you, Ms. Hill. Give me just a minute here. Okay, so, Ms. Reed, are you there? Okay, we have a little problem with that proposed solution. Let me tell you why. I retrieved the file, and this particular form, which contains both the fugitive signature and the court's signature, purports that the defendant personally appeared before and signed in my presence. So we're going to have to bring the defendant over tomorrow morning, and he's going to have to sign in my presence. Also, whoever generated this form, presumably maybe the sheriff's office, whoever generated the form, there's one place where they've got the wrong name in here. They forgot to put in the variable for the defendant. It says Josue LeBron Garcia there, and it needs to say Adidas Matlock. So I guess I could scribble it out.
Okay, Your Honor, I understand. I'll relay that message to the defendant and the CEOs here.
So we need to add him to tomorrow's docket.
Well, he's texting somebody right now, because that name doesn't even appear on our thing, but.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'll Georgia and let her know.
Okay, we're in recess. I'm out of here. Boom.
Oh, okay. Okay, sir, you are,
Peter Donnelly with the State Attorney's Office, Judge.
one more time?
Peter Donnelly.
Oh, Donald. And who do we have at the jail?
Good morning, Your Honor. Guillermo Lopez on behalf of the Public Defender's Office.
Lopez, good seeing you. Mr. Donnelly, also good seeing you.
See you, Judge.
All right. Before we start, I just do appreciate everybody at the jail, especially getting everything ready for us at 10:30. I know we're a little earlier today.
Judge, I'm sorry to interrupt. Can you get closer to the microphone, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
Sorry. I said I did want to thank everybody at the jail, especially for accommodating us, or me, moving this to 10:30 this morning. It's a tough day for us here, but I'd like to get to Judge Morgan's memorial, so thank you for accommodating me. Everybody, thank you guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's get appearances, please. We'll start with the state.
Good morning, Judge. Peter Donnelly for the State Attorney's Office.
Guillermo Lopez on behalf of the Public Defender.
Officer Pat Hill on behalf of PTR.
Hey, and I'm Judge Madrigal. Nice to see everybody. Which case is this young lady here on? Okay, the first one. Excellent. Okay. So let's start with the Spanish language one. That's Alter Lopez Ortiz.
Your Honor, we actually have two Spanish,
Oh.
and Alter does not need the interpreter. The first Spanish person is Derek Bonet Rodriguez. He's with the new cases.
Bonet Rodriguez. Okay. Got it. And what's the other one?
Eduardo Villanueva Garcia. And he's with the BOPs.
Second to last, Judge.
Okay. Second to last on the new cases?
Yes. Derek Nunn.
Villanueva would be toward the front with the BOPs.
Oh, towards the front of the VOPs. Okay. What was the name on it?
Eduardo Villanueva Garcia.
I don't.
It's on the red one. Yeah.
Oh, the one I was staring at. Okay. So, Señor, ¿en qué caso? What case are you on?
Lopez Ortiz.
Okay. Do you speak English? Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Let's. We'll call that the first of. After we get through the Spanish language. So let's get the interpreter on the line. We're gonna start with Derek Bonet Rodriguez.
Good morning, Your Honor. For the record, Jose Sandro, certified Spanish interpreter, previously sworn in and ready to proceed.
Jose, the Marathon Man.
Good morning, Judge Madrigal.
How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you, Your Honor.
All right. We have initial appearances, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. The first case is 2021 MM 335. All right. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, español.
Buenos días, señor. Your Honor, would you like me to connect to the podium?
No. Well, which podium?
Osceola, courtroom 5D.
No, he's at the jail.
Understood, sir.
Okay. Can you guys hear him, Mr. Lopez?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Okay, perfect. All right, sir, can I get your name and date of birth, please?
Señor, ¿me puede dar su nombre y su fecha de nacimiento, por favor?
Derek Bonet Rodríguez, 18 de septiembre del 93.
Derek Bonet Rodriguez, 18th of September, 93.
Okay, sir. I am going to appoint Mr. Lopez. Actually, I'm going to appoint Mr. Lopez in his office for all the cases, unless I hear otherwise.
Voy a designar la oficina del licenciado López para todas las causas, aunque
Unless somebody has retained private counsel.
a no ser que alguno de ustedes haya retenido un abogado privado, haya contratado un abogado privado.
All right. Okay, so sir, you are here on one count of resisting arrest without violence. I've reviewed the arrest affidavit. I find that there is probable cause.
Señor, usted está aquí por una acusación de resistirse a la autoridad sin violencia. He revisado el informe policial y veo motivo fundado para su arresto.
All right, Officer Hill, can I get a history, please?
Por favor, el oficial Hill, que me den el historial de la causa.
Yes, Your Honor. He has 4 priors, all in the year of 2020.
Sí, su señoría, tiene 4 antecedentes anteriores a esto, todos en el año 2020.
All in the counties of Orange and Osceola.
Todo dentro de los condados de Orange y de Osceola.
August 2020, trespass adjudication withheld.
El 20 de agosto fue entrada ilegítima en una propiedad con el fallo formal de culpabilidad.
September 2020, tampering with evidence and possession of paraphernalia. He is currently out on ROR status on that case. And the number, go ahead.
En septiembre del 2020, manipulación de las pruebas, posesión de artilugios para la drogadicción y está de momento en libertad bajo su palabra.
The case number on that is 20 CF 10967.
Número de causas son 2020 CF 10967.
And it is an Orange County case.
Y es del condado de Orange.
He also had a resisting without possession of paraphernalia and violation of county ordinance in December 2020.
En diciembre del 2020 tuvo una resistencia a la autoridad, también incumpliendo de las condiciones de puesta en libertad de una orden o las ordenanzas municipales por la parafernalia de drogas.
And he was convicted of those charges.
y fue acusado y condenado por esas acusaciones.
I'm going to release some ROR on this case.
En esta causa lo vamos a poner en libertad bajo su propio reconocimiento y palabra.
And I'm going to revoke on the Orange County 20 CF 10967 case.
Y vamos a revocar la causa 2020 CF 10967 del condado de Orange.
Next statement, please.
On demand.
Did you, are we going to ROR him in the resisting arrest?
También se le va a poner en libertad bajo resistir el arresto, su señoría.
Yeah, in the current case, yes, ROR.
Is there any way that we can get granted a bond instead of RORs?
¿Hay alguna posibilidad de que nos podrían poner una fianza en vez de bajo su palabra?
Sure, 500.
Absolutamente, $500.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
So, is that ROR?
No.
He wants to stay in for the credit.
Oh, okay.
Judge, you're speaking a different language. All right, the next one I have is Eduardo Villanueva Garcia.
Eduardo Villanueva García.
All right. Sir, your name and date of birth, please.
Señor, nos dice su nombre completo y su fecha de nacimiento para que conste en acta.
Eduardo Villanueva García, 07-21 del 87.
Eduardo Villanueva García, 21st of July, 1987.
All right, good morning, sir. You are here on a warrant for a violation of probation.
Buenos días, señor. Usted está aquí por una orden de arresto por incumplimiento del régimen de libertad vigilada probatoria.
A judge has already found probable cause and set you at no bond.
Un juez ya ha visto motivo fundado para su arresto y no ha fijado fianza.
And it will remain so.
Y así se mantendrá su situación.
Next court day, February 18th at 8:05 a.m.
Siguiente día, comparecencia 18 de febrero a las, what was the time again, Madam Clerk?
8:05 a.m.
A las 8:05 de la mañana, señor.
Thank you. Okay, does anybody else there, Mr. Lopez, need a Spanish interpreter?
No, Judge.
All right. So, Jose, thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, staff.
All right, take care, okay?
Yes, sir. You too.
All right, bye. Okay, next one I have is Alter Lopez Ortiz. Ma'am, if you want to approach the podium.
Is that your bag? The bag. There we go.
Morning, sir. Your name and your date of birth, please.
My name is Alter Lopez Ortiz, September 2nd, 76.
Okay, and I'll just repeat without the translator. I am appointing Mr. Lopez in his office to represent everyone unless they've already retained prior counsel. In that case, please just let us know when you come up. Okay. So,
Judge, I'm sorry, can we get that date of birth again?
your date of birth again, sir, please?
Yes, sir. September 2nd, 76.
All right, thank you. 9276.
Yes, Judge.
All right, Mr. Lopez Ortiz, you are here on one count of battery. I reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find there's probable cause for that charge. Good morning, ma'am. All right, I can't hear you.
Good morning.
All right, ma'am. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yeah.
Ma'am, who are you?
I'm Mary Luz Jimenez.
Okay. And are you the victim in this case?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there something you'd like to tell me? On the conditions of the release? Dealing with the bond?
Judge, may I be heard?
You may.
I spoke with the listed victim in this case previously. I don't know that there's anything specifically that she wants to discuss with the court. We are asking for no contact, no drugs or alcohol. She didn't have anything more than the standard conditions for input. We are also asking that there be no contact with the person listed as the second victim, or who may be a witness in this case.
Well, okay. All right, Mr. Lopez, do you have any questions for this young lady?
Yes, Judge. I just want to hear from the victim whether she would like contact with the defendant.
Yeah, I think that'd be appropriate. So, ma'am, do you want contact with the defendant?
No.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I could not hear her.
She said no.
Okay.
So make sure you speak into that mic, because obviously.
No.
Okay, Judge, no further questions.
Thank you. All right, so I'm going to find a probable cause. I'm going to set Officer Hill, history, please.
Yes, Your Honor, I was hoping you would ask. This defendant has no prior history, and per Florida Statute 907.41, subsection 3A, he does qualify for PTR along with the bond.
So I'm going to do PTR with bond. I'm going to set bond at $250 as well as PTR. Order no contact with either victim, either person who's listed as a victim on the arrest affidavit. No return to the scene and maintain separate residence. Mr. Lopez, does he need a one-time return with law enforcement?
Yes, Judge.
Everything, my IDs.
All right. So I'll also order a one-time return to get his personal belongings, but he has to come with law enforcement.
Well, he's gonna come with someone, right?
With law enforcement.
Okay.
No, not him. An officer.
Police officer.
Yeah, not her necessarily.
Oh, a different person.
Okay, but somebody, a police officer. Okay.
Judge, the state would be requesting that there be an order that the defendant not consume any alcohol as well. There was alcohol involved in this altercation.
Oh, there was. Okay. So Lopez, no alcohol?
Yeah, he's been having many issues with alcohol.
Thank you, ma'am.
No objection, Judge.
All right, so no alcohol, drugs, or any controlled substance without prescription. Okay?
Did you say no weapons or firearms?
No weapons either. Yeah, that's standard in a DV context. Thank you. All right, ma'am. And thank you. Okay. I got Joseph Brassfield. Right. Morning, sir. Your name and your date of birth, please.
Joseph Brassfield, 4188.
All right, Mr. Brassfield, you are here on an out-of-county warrant out of Orange County, Florida. The judge in that case set your bond at $100. So that's where it'll remain. And I guess we'll let them know if you can't bond out. Next one I have is John Reyes Figueroa.
Good morning.
Morning, sir. Your name and your date of birth, please.
07/21/1998. My name is John Giovanni Reyes Figueroa, sir.
All right. Good to see you, Mr. Reyes Figueroa. You are also here on an out-of-county warrant out of Orange County on case 2021 CT 901. The judge in that case set your bond at $500. So that'll be your bond, okay?
Thank you.
We'll let Orange County know if you can't bond out, they'll come get you.
All right, appreciate you, buddy.
All right, thank you. Take care.
All right.
All right, Valerie Dalby.
She was removed. She's been picked up.
So, in the same file or different file? Okay.
She was picked up already by Seminole.
All right, thank you. David Fernandez.
Judge, the state would be seeking proof evident presumption great in this case.
Yeah, I had it. All right, sir, your name and your date of birth?
David Fernandez, June 23rd, 1989.
Okay. Do you want to proceed with an Arthur hearing?
Yes, Judge.
Judge, at this time, if we can get a reset, because I'm not properly prepared for that.
That works for the state, Judge. I did bring along copies for the defense, but
Unlike Orange County, the clerk here gives us copies of everything. So, we'll reset for tomorrow? Is that, I'll appoint, well, let me do something first. I will appoint Mr. Lopez in his office to represent you on this matter, sir. And we will reset this for tomorrow.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Will you be the prosecutor tomorrow?
I will not, Judge, but I'll speak with the prosecutor.
Do you know who it is?
Judge, I'm sorry, I think I missed the name of the next person you called.
I haven't said it yet.
Oh, okay, no problem.
It's Joshua Quick.
It's going to be Lauren Day, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Just make sure she's aware of this. And I think we have another PBL coming up that
I don't think we have any more PBLs today.
I think I had one.
I desperately hope I didn't miss one.
All right, is Mr. Quick there?
No, Your Honor, he refused.
All right, let's, we'll reset this till tomorrow and then we'll ask to waive tomorrow. Today's a unique day. All right, I have, Kelly Jo Tackett. Morning, sir. Your name and your date of birth, please.
Kelly Joe Tackett, 9/17/74.
Mr. Tackett, you're here on a violation of probation. Judge Carson already found probable cause, it looks like, and ordered you held no bond. So I will, in an abundance of caution, because I can't find his signature page, also find probable cause and hold you no bond.
Next court date, February 17th at 8:30 a.m.
Judge, real quick on the David Fernandez matter, can the state attorney forward me a copy of the documents that he had?
Sure, it's the arrest affidavit.
It's an arrest affidavit. It's on the clerk's side already.
Okay.
Can you forward it to him?
Will do, Judge.
I can get it for him, Your Honor.
Okay, you can get it for him?
Yes.
Okay.
Right after court.
So, Officer Hill will get it to you, Mr. Lopez. Thank you. Thank you, officer.
You're welcome.
All right, the next one I have is, this is the other one, Mr. Richard Brown.
And he's currently in the hospital.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be a lot of people left there, and I have a healthy stack left. So he's in the hospital.
Okay.
So we'll reset him till tomorrow, unless you want to waive, Mr. Lopez. I don't think he's had IA before, so we can just reset till tomorrow.
Yeah, Judge, let's reset this one, please.
Okay, we'll reset till tomorrow. Okay, I have Justin Duda.
He's in the back. He'll be approaching.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
He's in the back. They're bringing him up.
Okay. We come back to him. The other ones I have are re-IAs. So,
Justin Duda is here.
oh, okay.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir. Your name and your date of birth, please.
Justin Alfred Duda, August 18th, 1988.
All right, Duda. Okay. Mr. Duda, you are here on one count, and that's criminal mischief. I reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find that there is probable cause for that. Officer Hill, can I get a history?
Yes, Your Honor. He does have multiple priors dating back to 2009, domestic assaults, intimidation of witnesses, batteries, grand thefts. He's been to DOC twice. He currently is in custody for battery on a law enforcement officer. That arrest date was December 22nd.
All right. So, I find that there's probable cause. I'm going to set your bond at $500 on this count.
May I have a word with you?
Why don't you ask your lawyer first? Because everything here, you have a right to remain silent, everything's recorded.
Nothing.
Are you the attorney?
Yeah. Nothing further, Judge.
All right, next date.
On demand.
Okay, then I have re-IAs, so I don't know if,
We have Kathleen Gardner present, Your Honor.
okay, great. Sue Kathleen Gardner, she's the next one.
She's in a wheelchair. She's approaching.
Okay, thank you.
Just make sure you speak loud into the mic.
Hello,
Hello, can you give me your name and your date of birth, please?
Kathleen Gardner, August 23rd, 1957.
All right, Miss Gardner, good morning. How are you?
I'm not well. I want to go home.
Okay.
I can't eat the food and I need to go home. I'm very weak.
Oh, well, I hope you start feeling better soon. You're here on 2 cases, okay?
What?
You're here on 2 cases. The first case is possession of a controlled substance without prescription and possession and use of drug paraphernalia. The second case is for panhandling or solicitation without permission, okay?
I'm not going to do it no more.
Hold on, ma'am. Let your lawyer speak on your behalf, okay?
Okay.
All right. Officer Hill, can I get some history on this?
Yes, Your Honor. She has older history. No convictions whatsoever. Her last arrest was in January 2018 for petty theft. Adjudication was withheld. She does meet the criteria for direct PTR, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to release you PTR and Officer Hill. Yesterday we had some discussion with, I believe she may be transient. Is that fair?
We haven't really spoken with her. I believe she is transient, but we'll work with her, Your Honor, and we'll make sure that we keep in contact with her.
Right. The direct phone number, not the,
You're right. Yes, Your Honor.
not the system.
We will not charge her for the system.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to release her PTR on all cases. Order no drugs, alcohol, or controlled substances without prescription.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
On the panhandling also.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, PTR and all.
Sir, can I go home?
I'm sorry? Did she say she can go home?
Yes, Judge.
Yeah, the answer to that is yes. So we're having no monetary conditions on your bond.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. I have Phillip, Pierre, Hayward, Harrison.
Your Honor, he refused again. Would you be able to waive his appearance?
Judge, we'll waive his appearance at this time.
Okay. All right, so Mr. Pierre, Mr. Hayward Harrison is here on 3 cases. So the first one is petty theft and resisting an arrest without violence. The second one, I believe the second and third are violations of probation, if I'm not mistaken. So I've reviewed all the affidavits. I find that there's probable cause on all charges. Can I get a history, Officer Hill?
Yes, Your Honor.
Actually, I don't need one. Thank you. On the first case, I'm going to do the petty theft. I'm going to set bond at 1,000 and the resisting arrest without violence at 500. And then I'm going to do no bond on the violations of probation.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right, and I have one more. I don't know if he's there. That's Emmanuel Theodore Williams.
Judge, he refused, and we waive his appearance at this time.
Okay, so he's here on a bench warrant issued by Judge Young. Judge Young ordered no bond set, and that's what I'll keep it as.
The only other one I had was Joshua Quick.
Joshua Quick was hospitalized, right?
He refused, Judge.
Oh, he refused.
So we're resetting for tomorrow.
Yeah, we're resetting that one for tomorrow. Okay. All right, anybody else there? I don't see anybody, but.
No, Judge.
All right, well, Mr. Lopez, pleasure. Thank you. Officer Hills, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure with you too, Mr. Lopez. Just.
I'll see you tomorrow, Your Honor.
All right, see you guys. Bye.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
You too. We are off the record.